Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jairo. Today we're going to do a walk here at the Tamarijn Resort back there, and we are joined by
Eddy from New Jersey.
And Marlon, of course. And without further ado, let's start the walk.
Oh, let's go.
If you guys are okay with that. It looks beautiful morning. And we already see like a plane probably coming from Curacao, the Z Air. Used to be the Easy Air and got in trouble. I didn't plan to mention this the first thing in the video, but they got in trouble with EC Air from in the UK, and so they went to court and they had to be renamed to Z Air, just the letter Z.
a little copyright issues.
Yeah. So this is the Drive Beach, and we can see someone, I do believe, snorkeling over there. And folks do come here when there are the camping season, so around, usually it's around April of every year. And it's a beach that locals do like to come to as well, even though it's not the most perfect month to swim. But I think those coming with a cruise ship and looking for, because we do get that question asking for which is the closest beach. Well, this is certainly walkable from the port.
Yes.
And yeah, it's one of those beaches.
And actually, it's really nice for sunset actually too.
Yeah, correct.
So.
Yeah. Sometimes some activities are held, like concerts and things like that, in the neighborhood. Now, the reason we chose to walk here at the Tamarijn, so when you were asking me where we're gonna walk, I said the Tamarijn. A lot of folks asking about it because of the ever-changing conditions.
Yes.
And from what I see right now, I could ask Marlon, but it seems better than it has been in quite a while, I think, actually.
I mean, definitely the changes that I've noticed have been this walkway. I don't know if this walkway's already been here, or they did upgrades more up ahead, or.
I think that they, what they did is they removed the wood top, and they probably redid the cement underneath, because it does look like a new layer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That looks good.
Tell us about yourself.
So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm from Jersey. Born and raised there. My family's from Puerto Rico. Majority of my family still resides there. I just happened to come back from there in June, a little mini vacation with my two brothers. Yeah, work back home, and I'm in law enforcement. As far as like Aruba, I've been coming here for 6 years. This is my 12th trip, so I try to do it, do a two times a year trip here if I can. And that's about it.
All right. And what brought you back initially? Like, or let's go before that. What brought you initially to Aruba, actually?
So back in 6 years now, so yeah, 2018, I had like an extended vacation, and I believe I had went to Georgia visiting my brother. Then I went to St. Lucia. I was there for like a week or so, and then I had a few days left, and I was just doing a little bit of research, and I decided, you know what, let me check out Aruba. So I came down for like 4 or 5 days. I stayed at the Amsterdam Manor over by Eagle Beach.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about it, but it just drew me. I was like, this is somewhere where I could probably revisit, which I have. So, so that was my first trip, and now this is my 12th trip. So I think it's just the ease. It's very relaxing. It's safe. People are extremely nice. Pretty much all the same things that people say and revisit the island. So.
Yeah. So that you probably already answered some of the other questions I had, but that's okay. So that the reasons you mentioned that those were reasons to come back, and
Yes.
Aruba is known in the Caribbean as being one of those islands that has the highest, or at least one of the highest repeat visitors,
Yes, for sure.
and often I hear also about stories when they come initially with a cruise ship for a few hours,
Hmm.
and then there's something about it, what you mentioned. There's something
Yes.
about it, you have to come back
Yes.
for a longer stay. Wow, this beach, and just to veer on and off topic, but the beach looks quite wide to what it's been the last few years. I know the folks at the hotels here at the Tamarijn and at the Divi Beach, etc., Divi Resort, have been working hard to have the beaches the way they are. And some ask me, do they get filled with sand? Yes, they do, on occasion. I mean, they're not constantly filling it, of course, but the waters, from our estimation, looking at other parts of the island, including at the port right now, the water does look a little bit lower than it has been maybe for many, many months.
Yeah.
So that works in favor,
Yes.
right? So maybe my next question would be, are you staying at a hotel or Airbnb? What can you tell us about that?
So my first couple of trips to the island, I would stay at a hotel. I stayed at a few. So I stayed at Amsterdam Manor.
Hmm.
I've stayed at the Renaissance downtown by the port. I've also stayed at the Hyatt Place, which we'll get into that discussion in a
Hmm.
little bit. Since that's pretty much how I found you on YouTube. And I had a very short stint at the Hilton.
Okay.
So I've pretty much done Palm Beach, Eagle Beach, and downtown area. But my past few trips, past 4 years, I've been staying at an Airbnb now. So
So the Airbnb is working out for you as far
oh,
as
absolutely, yeah, yeah,
the
absolutely.
stay and the price, probably. Yeah.
Yes, price wise, definitely is working in my favor. Um, but I come here for longer stays. Obviously, you know, we've met before.
Hmm.
Um, Usually minimum at least 2 weeks. This trip, well, it was 3 weeks, but I had to cut a little
Now,
short.
l- let me cut into
Hmm.
what you're saying. So you, in the past, let's say the first few trips, you were staying, you were coming for a shorter stay. Now you prefer maybe a longer stay, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Can you tell us why? Because maybe some folks planning maybe their first or second trip, they might think, oh, it was such a small island. Why would I have to go stay that long?
Yeah. So for me being from Jersey, it's a very short flight. It's only like 4 hours, 15 minutes, 4 hours and 30-minute flight here. So it's very easy to get here, direct flight. Um, Also, that's like one of the main reasons, obviously. And like I mentioned earlier, it's just very relaxing. I'm able to have some extended period of time of vacation through my employment. So that's why I kind of take advantage of that and try to stay down here longer. Um, as as the as the years went by, I got to meet a lot of friends. Obviously, I've met you, a couple other people here on the
Let
island.
some folks, that's my,
Yeah, we're good.
yeah. Hmm.
I've gotten to befriend other people on the island, so I come here and I visit them. You know, spend some time with them. So you know that takes like a few days, a week or so, and then I'm able to do whatever my itinerary
At a slower pace, let's
at a
say,
slower
right?
pace. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that you don't have to rush everything in, let's say, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And we've had folks that have come from Europe also that it's not worth, or almost not worth coming a week.
No.
There is enough to do, enough to taste, a lot
Yes.
of good restaurants, and enough to see. A
Yes.
lot of beaches to explore, etc. Certainly, if you have a car, you can move around, and that's my next question, because sometimes people say, "Nah, I don't want to rent a car. I'm afraid of driving." What is your experience?
Uh, Definitely recommend renting a car. Makes the whole experience here, whether you're on vacation or even on business, just a lot more enjoyable. Um, it's, it's fairly It's fairly cheap to rent a car, or in contrast to like like booking a taxi all the time. You know what I mean? If you do the cost, it
Hmm.
pretty much comes out to the equivalent to like renting a car for like the full week. So I would definitely recommend. And a lot of places are easy to get to with just a regular vehicle. You don't necessarily need a 4x4. I know there's some spots on the island that people like to go to, but a regular car suffice.
All
Morning.
right.
No, you're good.
Um, just to briefly get back to the beach part,
Yep.
here we do see a very rocky beach. I'm not sure about which rooms these are. Sometimes folks ask me the room number. I have no idea. But we did pass the bunker bar, so for your reference, the ones staying to the west of the bunker bar, this is where we're walking right now. Right.
Just in my experience of walking through here, I've done this walk
Hmm.
a few times. Definitely seems like there's a lot more sand and more beach area uh, than I've been normally accustomed to seeing here.
Yeah.
It's a bit rocky, I guess, in this area right here, but there's still a lot of space.
Technically, you could still swim out there. Let me let
Hmm.
these folks pass by. You could still swim out there, and but kind of like be careful a little bit, I would
Yeah.
say. The this part of the island does have like a tendency of like a tide that would some waves compared to the Palm Beach. But a special part of staying here at the Tamarijn people like is is the staying so close to the water compared to the larger resorts.
Yes.
There's basically almost nowhere on the island that you can stay this close at a resort.
At a resort,
Maybe at a
yes.
house or something else, maybe, but that's a special touch. I have um, memories of coming to the Tamarijn, and they used to have like a, how do you call it? A bubble bath, or how do you call it? Like a
Like a
whirlpool, like a whirlpool,
Okay.
right? And we used to come here and get in the whirlpool illegally. Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm talking when I was maybe I don't know, 8 or 10 years. So my brothers and sister forced me to do it. That's my excuse for today. But we stayed here also, I think maybe once or twice. It was always quite nice and
Yeah.
much more relaxing vibe to it. What are your, say, your favorite places to eat and things to see, or beaches perhaps? What can you tell us about that?
Places to eat. It's a
Yeah,
long list, huh?
yeah, yeah.
It's always a long list with that.
Yeah.
Um, my past few trips, I try to do a lot of local spots, but I'll throw out a few restaurants that are favorites of mine. Yamanja,
Hmm.
downtown, one of my favorites. Repeat visitor there myself. Um, I've been taking a liking my past few trips to the Fish House
Hmm.
over like behind the airport. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
the name of that area.
yeah, you
But
told me that. That's, yeah, behind the airport. You have to go all the way around to the, let's say, the private side, the south
yes,
side of the airport.
morning.
Yeah, and follow the road till the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, and I like LG Smith up in the Renaissance
Hmm.
Steakhouse there. It's really good. I'm also a repeat visitor there as well. Um, but I've been finding myself going to more local spots as the years go by. So um, I've gone to like La Funda, it's,
Hmm.
Colombian cuisine. Los
Yeah.
Cafeteros, another a great spot.
Yeah.
Um, and then I like the little snack shops and stuff like that when I'm going out to like the beach, stuff like that. 88 Snack in St. Nicholas. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's a spot that I go to just before or after I come from the beach.
Have you tried the Café Marili?
I have not, but I did
You should.
see
You
you
should.
had a video on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I always recommend it as because folks talk a lot about the Zeerover, and that
yeah.
is definitely a place that people like to visit,
Yeah.
do that one. But for the more typical local dishes that are not per se fish, because some folks don't or can't eat seafood, then go to Café Marili. It's a very small,
Morning.
very small place, but they got a little bit of everything, and it's like my mother used to cook. So it might even, who knows, remind you of some
Some of the
meals from
meals
Puerto
from-
Rico, because sometimes the Caribbean kitchen they
Influence.
do
Yep.
taste alike a little bit, and yeah, they're very good.
So yeah, so food-wise, yep, that's some of my favorites. Actually, the food truck at on Eagle Beach, Mama's food truck,
Oh yeah,
is one of my
we hear about
favorite,
that
like
one.
little
Yeah,
lunch spots.
yeah,
And you said places on the island, I guess, to see and do.
yeah.
Um, one of my favorites is
Just,
uh,
just very briefly. Sorry that I stopped you. So this has been redone the last few months. So it's my first look at it as well. So it looks quite nice, and they've probably redone this. And usually folks get in the water here and swim down here, but yeah, you could. Right now nobody's swimming here, but you definitely still can. So yes, let's continue. The places to visit then.
yeah. So Cerro, Colorado,
Hmm.
the natural bridge there.
Oh, good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always go there to check that
Yeah.
out.
It's not for everybody. Just to explain it, it is a short hike, but it's not for everybody. So you do have to be able to let's just say climb on the rocks, etc. It's
No,
but
yeah,
if
yeah,
you can,
absolutely.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend not doing it by yourself. That's for sure. Always do it with someone.
Hmm.
But it's a great little hike to the natural bridge there. It's a spot I revisit a lot because you just never know. It might be one time, it may not be there. one day.
Exactly. That's
So,
what I also said. Yeah. It's very fragile.
yeah. Cerro Cristal,
Hmm.
top of the mountain up there. I enjoy doing it. I mean, well, I don't hike it, but I drive it whenever
Yeah.
I have a 4x4. I go up there. Um, I don't know, I'm missing a few others. But beach-wise,
That you like the tripod bridge, for
Tripod
example.
Bridge, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Um, done the hike from the natural bridge to Tripod.
Hmm.
That's one of my favorite hikes to do. And like we spoke the other day, did the Happy Trail.
Yeah.
You guys have done.
Yeah.
So,
Morning.
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 Definitely recommend that hike for those who like to do a little hiking. Happy Trail is a good one.
Yeah.
It's not that some still steep inclines, but nothing too severe.
It's doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
Hmm.
Um, the walks along Eagle Beach, the linear park there, walking along the Monmouth Coast. Actually, one of my other favorite walks to do is from Fisherman's Hut, from Ritz-Carlton,
Yeah.
all the way to the lighthouse and back. It's a little bit of a walk, but if you do it early
Yeah.
enough, it's good.
Yeah, it's definitely. There's something about that shoreline, and then it gets rocky at Tres Trapi, etc. And there's something about it. I definitely understand. Let's
And
go.
beach-wise, my number one favorite is Rogers Beach. I think that's Marlene's favorite too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rogers Beach, folks. You might hear that name more and more in the future.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely going to be. You're going to hear that beach come up a lot.
Yeah.
So Rogers Beach right now is my number one. Number two, that's probably be Arashi.
Hmm.
I'll put Arashi number two. And number three, it's between Druid, right?
Davy Beach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Davy,
Uh-huh.
yep, Davy
Yeah.
Beach. Or the larger part of the
Manchego.
beach.
Yeah.
In that area, yeah.
Yeah.
Manchego.
Yeah.
There's some like that.
Yeah. Those are basically some of our favorites also. I know that the Arashi beach, for example, has gotten more and more and more popular the last, I would say, especially after the C word.
Yeah.
After that period
After
where we
2020.
closed, yeah. But yeah, it's been getting really busy, but people are really raving about it as being really one of the nicest beaches on the island.
I think out of all of them, it gives me like that tropical feel a little bit
mhm.
in a way. And obviously here too, because all all the palm trees here
Yeah,
at Divvy. So morning.
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 And the colors are nice everywhere, including here.
Oh,
But the colors
oh, it's
are
amazing.
at Arashi are definitely
Yes.
impresses you, even if you drive by, which you can uh, with your car, and it just tempts you to stop and go swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go. So that's the one close to the lighthouse for those who are not familiar with it. And from there, you're just a few steps away from Boca Catalina, which you can do some snorkeling, see some tropical fish, and a little bit further up, literally maybe a 2 or 3 minute walk, you're at the Tres Trapi, the 3 steps, where folks go for swimming with the turtles, especially. And we have videos about that. Now, maybe another subject or question, which would be like one of your favorite or your favorite videos that we've made over the years, because you've mentioned about the Hyatt place, and that video, it was literally one of my earliest videos, especially on Aruba, and you discovered the channel.
Hmm. So
And from there, yeah, tell us about it.
yeah, so like Harold mentioned, discovered you. Wow, I'm gonna have to probably say was now 4 years ago. I think you made that
More or
video.
less. Hmm.
So I was looking for um, a place to stay that was affordable during Christmas time. Obviously, it's a lot more expensive down here. And I came across the Hyatt place. I think they were just finishing building it over by the airport, for those that are not too familiar with it. And then that's how I came across your channel, because you actually did a tour or a video of that hotel, and I was just like, okay, it's simple enough. It's got what I need, and it's centralized on the island where I could come to like Eagle or Palm like within 10 minutes, and I can get to Baby Beach like within 15, 20 minutes, and Mango Alto as well. Um, and I guess that's the video that introduced me to your channel, so that's
Okay.
one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the walk videos, um, the ones that stand out are obviously the ones where I do the hikes at. Uh, the one you did from Natural Bridge to Tripod Bridge, Blackstone Beach.
Hmm.
Your latest walk series was awesome. I was supposed to join, I think it was leg 9 of that walk, but weather was not cooperating that day, so we had to cancel that. That was like in December, I think it was, this past December.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, a lot of the food videos that you do
Yeah.
are awesome, especially if people are like on a budget.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Cristal, you did that walk. That was one of my favorite videos. I never even knew about that
Yeah.
little hike up there to the top of that
Uh,
mountain there.
And it probably isn't one of my most popular videos, actually, but one morning I keep brainstorming all the time. Every week, every day, I like kind of wake up like, what can I film next? Because at some point you've filmed everything, not just twice, but sometimes even more than that. And the here at the Tamarijn is no exception. Divvy Beach here, and yeah, so I thought that's one of my, maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorite places to do a hike up. And we used to go with a car, but right now, the last time we went, the road was pretty bad.
Yes.
Maybe 2 months ago or so.
Yep.
Yeah. And we did a hike there around the hill, and it was quite nice also. I see something in the water over there.
I was
I'm
just
wondering
gonna
what's going on.
I was just gonna ask you about that. Looks like some sort of like pier. I don't know if it's like
I hope they're not building a
momentarily.
pier. I'm just hoping it's not a pier, but because they would spoil this beach. But there is a water sport over here, and who knows? I know that there is um, like a decision by the government that no new piers, or at least not just like that. It might be just an event or something, which I haven't heard of, because I do see, I know they do some weddings occasionally in that area.
Mm.
But who knows? We'll have to wait and see about that one.
Yeah.
As far as the DV beach, so this beach hasn't changed much from what I can see since our last video, maybe a few weeks ago now. So you can go and check out that one. And yeah.
Yeah, this part's all ever changing.
Yeah, exactly. This beach is one that struggles every year. It comes and goes, and they try to refill it with sand and etc. And right now you're looking what's, you know, I'm sure that from the videos and looking at it in real life, but the sand was basically over there at some point a few months ago.
It was.
So it's
it
a
was
bit
out sometime. I've seen it as far as maybe another like 60 feet out. At
yeah,
least.
yeah. The kids love at this beach.
Yeah.
They love swimming here. They love the waves. So the other beaches have less. Maybe the Eagle Beach a little bit, but not as much as here.
Yeah, this is one of the first beaches that caught my eye when I actually came
Yeah.
to the island. I was getting a taxi ride from the airport, and I drove through here. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, what's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I mean, like, that's,
Yeah.
I definitely gotta go back there. So.
And this one, including when so the beach turns to the right over there. If you have a left seat on the plane arriving, this is that's the beach you're looking at. So
Yes.
parts of the Eagle Beach and the Manchego, and your first impression would be like, wow.
Yes. No, it's impressive. Yes, for sure.
Even for us coming back home, we were like, oh, what? Yeah, we live there. That's kind of bragging about it a little bit. But yeah, some things you never get tired of, and these type of views are definitely one of them.
Do you still have the owl nest down at the?
It's there.
Still there?
I believe the last time we walked, we didn't see them, but they come and go sometimes.
Yeah, they come and go.
Yeah. So they are still down there. So he's talking about the owl down here somewhere. I want to thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys.
And
finally got to do the walk.
to do a
Guys,
walk,
been a while.
yes. We've been meaning to walk with you, and we weren't on the island, and then one time I think we were sick, and it
Yes.
didn't work out. Finally did, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
the noisy part.
thank you also for walking with us, and without the golf cart, which drives from hotel to hotel, if you didn't know that, from the Tamarijn. So they all fall under the DV company. And yeah, thank you. Hope you like this walk, and had the information from your side also,
Yep.
and from the Tamarijn
Thank
Beach.
you for the invite, and thank you to all that watch the videos. I know they're very helpful. They've been helpful for me, so continue doing what you're doing.
We will. See you next time. Bye bye, guys.